Welcome back in, everybody, to the third and final game of our... It's only the first series of the day. We do have another one to come. It's going to be Team Spirit versus Darkside, unless I'm mistaken. But here and now, we are going to be finishing off this first series. And Harry, like I said, we've seen some great games for both teams here. HYDRA in the first game being able to play keep away to the point where they were strong enough to take that final fight, get the win in. And then the second game, BetBoom coming through, just looking dominant all the way through the game after that laning stage. So, what are your thoughts coming into this final game? Before we even get to the draft, any thoughts on who might take this one?
Whenever HYDRA lost the game, I think they lost the series. Is that the case? Did they win anything 2-1? No.
Is that true?
Yeah, that is the case. So, because of that, I'm leaning BetBoom. Despite them having some issues recently, they are still somewhat more experienced in a top tier competitive environment. So that definitely should give them a slight edge before we even get into the drafting phase.
Okay. And yeah, we'll see if it is going to be enough to make HYDRA crumble here. Again, BetBoom coming through after that second game. So they do have that momentum in their favor to get into this. HYDRA, though, I think they can be, again, I say it every single time, but, they are young players and they can be proud of what they're doing in these series regardless, because they do look good. You can see the flashes of brilliance. You can see that there is potential there. And if they do maintain in Division 1, you're playing up against these stronger teams, they can get themselves in a position where they are learning as they play as well. So might be major challenges coming into Tour 3 if they take enough away from the season. But yeah, BetBoom, they don't want to be disappointing themselves and the people rooting for them. They do want to be pushing through in this game number 3, looking to secure that major, looking to be one step closer to getting that major slot.
Every single time we see a superstar team, it tends to fail, but everyone is always hoping that it works out, right? So that it can be shown, yeah, superstar teams can work out. But there's just something missing, it seems like. Maybe when a lot of strong egos do clash, things tend to fall apart rather quickly and only to look good in the honeymoon period that we discussed. But either way, BetBoom are still one of the top teams in Eastern Europe. There's no doubt about that. Even if they would lose this series, even if they wouldn't go to the major, this lineup, in the previous tour, they proved that they can beat everyone with relative ease if they are feeling good about themselves. So they're never to be underestimated. Even if they're losing, if they're on the back foot, BetBoom can come back and they know what they're doing. So I'm hoping here that they give us the best possible Dota, and then we see best possible Dota for HYDRA. So we did see some mistakes in game 1 from both teams, in game 2 from both teams. I would want a relatively clean game now between the two of them, just to see who's better when they're at their best.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see for the gameplay to find that out and see if we are going to get that clean Dota. But being 1-1, I mean, the pressure is on both sides. BetBoom, they're looking at, like you say, looking to climb the table. But I think looking at the table as well, just at the other teams, Hellraisers, they are pretty much secure in their place for that. Being 5-0, the only team that could contest that top 3 if HYDRA lose this is going to be Virtus Pro. Because Virtus Pro haven't played a whole lot of matches. They only played 3 series so far. And that would be the only team, unless... Do they play... Hellraisers play on the 30th, so yeah, that could be, if they beat Na'Vi, that does secure them their place in the major. Team Spirit, the same, 4-0 there as well. They do play next up against Darkside. If they win that, more than likely those are going to be the 2 teams out of the 3 that go towards the major as well. Darkside, I think the best they can hope for at the minute is to force tiebreakers, because one move and Na'Vi still have to play each other, so one of those teams has to win. And being 0-4, it's not a great record. It's not even a good record. That is an entirely bad record here for Darkside. So yeah, they do need to. And I mean, Spirit is the next team they have to play. The pressure's on, and it's not looking anything but grim here for Darkside.
Yeah, but sometimes against the best, you might it might pull out the best out of you, considering they need to play Hellraisers and Spirit. BetBoom and Spirit. Who knows? Darkside, they might find their gameplay and completely turn this Eastern European DPC on its head. Though I'm gonna say that's very unlikely. Darkside haven't been looking the greatest, but they did have some time to rest from March 23rd, and they are in the boot camp. So I keep repeating it like it's something is going to change, but it is just not happening. And finally, we're going to see a Rubik here. So it has been ignored, but it is finally here. So HYDRA, they decide to pick it up.
Yeah, this time the Disruptor has been banned out, so we're not going to be seeing any more of him. The IO is still there. The Beastmaster goes, the Undying gets banned out, the Brute and the Disruptor, all 4 of the first phase bans. Yeah, so the IO is still available for either side if that's what they want to go towards. For now, BetBoom going for the Ench and HYDRA going for the Rubik. So we'll see if that's going to come out at all. The Beastmaster obviously being banned out, so it does let the Dragon Knight through, which HYDRA, they immediately go to pick up.
Dire team ban.
Up there, they gotta get the DK Rubik lane. And BetBoom, they have been going with this Death Prophet. They still value the hero quite a lot. The Death Prophet being, slightly weaker might be one of the reasons why they're not looking so good. This is one of their top heroes at the in the previous season, and they would pick it instantly, would be able to flex it and look great. Maybe now, just because the hero has been looking slightly weaker, you haven't adjusted to the change enough, and you're making some mistakes you otherwise wouldn't. But at some point you're gonna get used to playing a hero at its current strength, even though it's maybe just 2-3% weaker than it used to be, and then you're gonna be crushing it yet again.
Yeah, at least if this is what the game plan relies on, it is reliably being able to be picked up, because in the last tour it was one excuse me, one of those flex bans that you would see more often than not coming up against BetBoom. Would be ban out. Team Spirit, I think, were another one that we're using it quite effectively. So coming up against those teams, it was the potential to be banned out in that first phase. Meanwhile, coming into this tour, barely anyone is picking it up. So yeah, BetBoom, if this is what their game plan relies on, it is freely available to them, it seems, and not really being contested by any team they play against.
I think they would maybe ideally want the Dragon Knight more, right? But usually people are opening up with supports right now. So when you have the first pick, you want to get the Enchantresses, the Disruptors, the Rubiks, and then if the second pick is on the other side, you're probably going to be losing the Dragon Knight, and that's kind of what's been happening to them.
Yeah,
here in this series in particular.
Yeah. The Clockwork gets banned out, so this time that's not going to be available for BetBoom. Tiny's an interesting one. The Nature's Prophet is going to get banned out there as well. Tiny's an interesting one to ban out like this when he's not even really been talked about for the last 2 games.
5 seconds remaining.
Save is a god on the hero, and they saw that Nightfall is pretty happy to take the Death Prophet again, and that would be a perfect pick for a opening, for a response from BetBoom, right? So HYDRA, they go for an opening, and they're gonna have the response picks twice in a row. But that double pick response, Tiny plus the carry, would probably be the best one, because you wouldn't know what they were doing, and then your bans in the future would be hard to predict exactly what the enemies want to do, and they can adjust to you, taking away your advantage of the second pick. So that's why you get rid of the Tiny.
Okay. Would you, if you're HYDRA here, because you have this next pick, I mean, we talked about it a lot over the entire tour, but it's not been seen today. Would you, HYDRA here, look towards that Storm Spirit as that next pick here?
They could. I doubt you get it right now. Death Prophet is annoying for the Storm Spirit, but Warwick picked it into an anti-mage as the last pick. So yeah, it doesn't really count for him. He doesn't care about counters, but I think now you probably go with a support or something flexible, and then if they really want the Storm, they're going to be getting it on their 4th pick.
Yeah, I'm just thinking up against the Ench. We've seen both games where it's not easy to bring him down. So having that burst damage, left and died 13 times twice, but having the burst damage you get on top of the Enchantress, ball lightning in, drop a couple of remnants, and then get yourself out if you need to. The Vortex lockdown as well, but it's gonna be the Snapfire that comes out first.
That's the deal with the Enchantress.
Yeah.
That's the deal with the Enchantress, and also you have long range damage, so that the Spirit Siphon doesn't come in handy. So pretty much a perfect pick. I'm surprised they banned out the Clockwork over the Snapfire on the side of BetBoom.
Yeah, and it does give them some. We talked about in the last game, the lack of catch for HYDRA, but now you have the telekinesis from the Rubik. Probably goes towards that Blink Dagger, the Cookie coming out from the Snapfire. If he closes that gap, then the Scatter Blast to slow you down. Dragon Knight more often than not goes for that Blink Dagger here as well. Even if he gets like the Meteor Hammer to come through, or with the Ramses build where you see the Radiance, at some point he does go for the Blink as well. So there is that catch potential. I think HYDRA have learned the lesson here that, the control that might win them the fights that they did lack in that last game. And every single hero in this draft so far from HYDRA, they have some form of control.
Yeah, they definitely do, right? They could be lacking on the damage, but on the other hand, the Snapfire and the Rubik could do massive amounts of it. Now, BetBoom, they're going to go for a Tusk, and I'm expecting another range carry that they played earlier. So it could be a Tusk and a Death Prophet lane. You never know. But if you remember the first game that they played, it was a Tusk and a Nature's Prophet. So it seems like they like the Tusk to lane against the Dragon Knight, or to have him in it. And yep, there it is. So the Sniper does come out.
Yeah, some great physical damage come out from the Sniper, being able to get the ice shards with the
Storm is coming out.
You think it is going to be?
Let's go.
I suppose, yeah, being able to jump onto the Sniper there as well. It might be a really good hero. And Warwick, like you say, he's picked it into heroes that are good against it before. So is he going to be mad enough to do it here?
I mean, the only thing you're afraid of is the silence, and they've increased not that lately, but they've increased the projectile of the silence of the Death Prophet. So you actually can mess things up, and the Storm can dodge that one. So I kind of feel like it's not as bad as it used to be, but the laning stage, it is tough for the Storm Spirit. He likes to get close and personal. Against the Death Prophet, it's impossible.
Yeah, and I was talking about, the Sniper in the lane up against the Dragon Knight, the Ice Shards into the Shrapnel. But the DK level, once he gets to like level 3 or 4, and he's got a couple of points into the Dragon's Blood, does he kind of weather that aggression that comes out from the Tusk and the Sniper?
It's tough. It's really tough, to be honest, but they're gonna go for the anti-mage. Okay, now you have to ban out the Storm, right? You absolutely have to, because you're not picking it and you don't have a counter for it. So I think HYDRA were probably thinking, what makes more sense? Anti-mage is actually quite good. Any Manta jumper is very good against the Sniper, because usually he would use his take aim, he's getting headshots in, and you cannot attack him. But when there's Mantas, when there's a lot of illusions around, Sniper cannot deal with those whatsoever. So this is actually a perfect anti-mage pick. They have absolutely no lockdown for him. The silence, you have a Manta, and the snowball, you have the counter spell. BetBoom are helpless against him. Now you just ban out Slardar and LC, I think, and you're fine.
I was going to say Slardar and Doom, but I suppose it depends on how quick on his fingers Kami's going to be with the counter spell there. Would you then go back for, because we saw how effective the Tide was in the first game up against the Anti-Mage when they got the catch out onto the Anti-Mage? Is that something, if you see the ban out from the Slardar, is that something you might go back to on BetBoom?
You could. I'm looking towards it, and I feel like if I'm BetBoom, I want an offlaner to deal with the AM, because Death Prophet naturally isn't going to do too much against him. So but it's still tough to say. But yeah, I feel like you go for an offlaner that is good in the lane. So, LC, Slardar. You can maybe go for a Night Stalker that's not good in the lane, but that definitely can help you.
Yeah.
But just some physical damage that can smash his head in.
Okay, well, we'll see if that's what they want to go for here. BetBoom leaving the Storm Spirit in, they ban out the Invoker and the Puck. So, I mean, is this a good idea, do you think? Or do they really, really need to ban out that Storm Spirit here for Warwick?
They feel like they have ways of dealing with it, right? I'm not so sure about it, because when I see a heavy damage dealing lineup, which HYDRA's lineup can be, then the Storm doesn't really have to be that greedy. He doesn't have to be that big damage dealer. It's enough for him to engage and be a problem. So they will ban out the Slardar. I'm very curious to how BetBoom are gonna be ending their draft.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't mind the Tide. It did all right, and Nightfall likes those heroes. I'm just thinking what else is left here. You talked about the LC. I don't know if that's something. I think I've actually seen a couple of it. It's going to be the Doom, though. Oh. If Kami...
That's a Nightfall hero.
Yeah, absolutely is. He absolutely ruled some games playing that Doom in the last tour. I think like Doom, Centaur, and Primal Beast were the 3 heroes that you could reliably say Nightfall was going to dominate the game. And in fact, I think that was the heroes that he played the most. But yeah, coming up against the Anti-Mage, if Kami isn't quick fingered with the counter spell, Doom being able to get in, get that ultimate off, and get the lockdown onto the Anti-Mage, it could spell, pun intended, the doom here for this Anti-Mage.
That is true. That is true. But that's why you have the cookie. That's why you have the four staffs and stuff like that. You're gonna go for the keeper. Yeah. When you look at BetBoom, their ability to catch the keeper of the light, it's non-existent. If he's not caught by the shards, he's out.
Yeah.
That's actually quite cool. To be honest, I wasn't expecting it. Are they gonna be putting maybe the Snaffar in the mid lane? No, I doubt it. I feel like the keeper here in the mid lane is just amazing.
It is going to be Death Prophet that's going to be in the mid lane this time, obviously with draft. So yeah, Keeper of the Light is going to be played by Warwick this time. So it is going to be that Lefferton Snapfire to come out. Just waiting for Cloud to pick up the Dragon Knight now as well. But looking at these two lineups, I mean, we've got to drop the Caster's Curse before we really get into it. So, whose lineup are you looking at going? It's a little bit stronger. It's a little bit better. Might be able to take this game number 3 away from its
10
opposition.
seconds remaining.
I'm trying to think how the lanes are gonna go, right? Because if BetBoom crushed the lanes and they could crush the Dragon Knight, HYDRA might not have that fat frontliner that is gonna be enabling them to go around the map and get kills, which is in turn gonna be allowing Kami to farm. Oh, so it is a tough one, but I don't think I can go up against HYDRA here because I'm loving their lineup. I think it has so much potential for outplay. I think the ceiling of this lineup is higher. If HYDRA's lineup is played perfectly and BetBoom's lineup is played perfectly, I think HYDRA wins.
Yeah.
Right. So because of that reason, I'm gonna go for them. But the ease of execution definitely on BetBoom side.
Okay, and we'll see how effective. Again, Nightfall knows this hero in and out. How effective he's going to be up against the anti-mage. He's shredding on the guitar as well. That's impressed me too much. I'm going to go with BetBoom.
Okay, that does.
And that's all it takes. Yeah.
That does make sense, as Tenacious D would say, I'm the devil, I love metal, so it's normal that he's gonna have that one. No, actually, that's a bass. It has 4 strings. I only now noticed that.
Well, basses can still be... The guitar is still in the name. It's a bass guitar, so...
True.
But before we get into it, guys, we are going to be taking a quick word from our sponsors over at EGB, so check it out, and then we'll be back with the third and final right after this.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Welcome back. We're going to be finding out here who is going to be breaking the 3-win barrier between these two teams as HYDRA looking to start off. This ward comes out from Warwick every single time, and I wonder if BetBoom have taken note. I think they did get the D ward off in the second game, but this time GPK not there in time to catch it out, but they might just have an inkling that this ward is here. But between the two teams, we shouldn't see any shenanigans coming into the runes just yet. Lefferton, though, there is that sentry down. GPK not planting a ward. No ward to plant. So...
Yep. He doesn't have it. Doesn't matter. He's just walking there, trying to maybe get a reaction. If you get some weird movements, then maybe from it you can kind of understand where the enemy ward is. But overall, nothing is going to be happening there.
Looking at, I was talking about the Doom in the draft. So looking at Nightfall again, it looks like it's going to be the Mana Boots. So potentially the Greaves to come out, Hand of Midas for the Doom as well, and it's one of those heroes that. I think I talked about Otomo as we take a look at the odds. Again, HYDRA, it is pretty close. There's going to be some damage coming through now into Toronto, Tokyo. Shenanigans are happening. Yeah, Toronto, Tokyo. Does he go down? Shrapnel will be used. Was that second Illuminate? Ooh, I think this is worse in some parts because, it means you have to commit some regen here as the Toronto, Tokyo. You didn't go down. You didn't give the gold over to anyone, but you do need to commit some regen to get yourself back into a healthy position in the lane. And
not a problem. He got 3 runes, so that's pretty much counters it out. You might lose some gold on regen, but you've given gold to all of your teammates to be able to have it during the laning stage, so he'll be fine.
Yeah. The EGB odds looking close. Do you agree with him? Under 3 for HYDRA and BetBoom still the favorites in this game?
BetBoom are the favorites because they are on paper a better team.
Yeah.
But I think EGB is kind of starting to lean towards HYDRA, even though the plus it says 51%. So yeah, that is the case.
Okay, and yeah, the Doom build. So going towards the Hand of Midas, talking to Otomo about this, where he says that the Doom is going to farm no matter what. Thanks to the Devour, thanks to going for things like the Hand of Midas. But it's your job to kind of make sure that he doesn't, once he's got that farm, he doesn't get himself in a position where he can take advantage of it and apply it to Kami. So HYDRA, how do they play around this? I mean, the Doom again going for the Hand of Midas. How do they try and play around this and make it that Nightfall doesn't have a major impact once he's got a few items and ready to go before HYDRA, have that anti-mage ready to get involved?
You still need to slow him down. The way that you don't allow him to utilize that farm is by not allowing him to have that farm super early on. Dota is a lot about timings. If a Doom has like 15,000 net worth very early on in the game, you're going to be in trouble. But if he gets it later on, you're obviously going to have some items to deal with.
Yeah, I like that the Kami just getting in anytime he can, getting the man away from Nightfall. And Nightfall going to be taking some tower shots, but in the middle lane, GPK, he's trying out the harass here. The telekinesis to come through here. Nightfall, he's going to go down. One more right click. They're going to try and save it. And Kami will pick it up. I suppose that's one way to deal with the Doom. If you can't farm, if he's dead, if you can't have an impact.
This is perfect for HYDRA because this means there's going to be an early ring for Kami. That's the worst hero you want to give the first blood to. So that's actually a very uncharacteristic mistake coming out from the Doom.
Yeah. Back in the mid lane as well, we can see that Warwick as well as GPK trying to trade harass. GPK, if he tries to get close, I mean, Warwick is already going to be away by a decent distance, and if the Spirit Siphons do start to come out for GPK, yeah, he's having to use them on creep, so Warwick, he's going to be a decent distance and not going to be affected by those, and he can even throw out the Illuminate Blasts like this that counter the regen coming out from this Death Prophet, and GPK not having a great time in this lane in terms of, staying away from damage.
Yeah, but he's still farming well, and that's the most important thing. The advantage that Warwick is going to get in this lane is not going to be forcing GPK to buy regen or something. It's going to be from him stacking the camp next to the lane and getting some extra farm.
Yeah, we'll continue to keep an eye on Warwick. Meanwhile, the top lane, there is going to be the Cookie now as well onto Pure, who's out of position, but can he get the kill onto Leffington? Leffington trying to get himself away from this one. The Ice Shards will melt, and Leffington, can he get himself out? A couple more right clicks from Toronto, Tokyo.
He's fine.
Is he? He is, yeah. No, there's no shards to follow up. There's no snowball, nothing like that, because he went for that tag team at level 2. So, fine might be a bit of a strong word, but he will be able to use some regen and not die, which is impressive on its own for Leffington.
It was very nicely done there by Cloud, just running into Pure, making sure that he's not attacking him, and Pure didn't want to stay there for long because there was still a fairy fire on Leffington. So in some way he was baiting in Pure to go there, and if let's say Leffington would die and Pure would follow, Cloud would be the happiest guy in the world.
And yeah, no, the Cookie to get right on top of him. Cloud again going for, does he go for that point into the Dragon Tail? He does, so that will be available now.
Mid.
Oh, yeah, Warwick, no, being pushed back behind the tier 1 by GPK. GPK coming in with the Spirit Siphon. Will miss with the Crypt Swarm, so it won't be the death of the Keeper of the Light. And GPK looking to chase down. Not a lot of mana left, though.
The way that you play against the Keeper of the Light, let's say when he's positioned 4 as a support, is that you're always on top of him, so he cannot charge up the Illuminate on your carry without your carry knowing. And, it seems like the Death Prophet is taking a page out of that support book. Like, you play against this hero by getting into his face or just knowing where he is and not allowing him to get close to the creeps. And GPK, he crushed this lane. Yeah,
and how is he looking in terms of the last? Yeah, you start to get some denies now as well, so it's going to be harder for Warwick. Even though the Illuminate Blast, I mean, at level 2, it's not enough to clean up this creep wave, so it is a little bit harder here for Warwick. And like you say, he's looking to stack this camp, but for now, he's not got anything off. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Happy throwing some harass. The Infernal Blade does come through, but there's going to be the Telekinesis. Happy can he get himself away from this one. Has no regen, no panic buttons, no furry fires, nothing like that. So he will go down, and Nightfall picks up the kill. Now Nightfall will be out of mana. And Kami, it looks like he's messed out on too much farm. He just wants to go back to the creeps in the lane.
Yeah, he knows without the Rubik he can't really get the kills. Doom is also out of mana, so he cannot really do any significant damage to him. It's time to continue attacking the creeps. Rubik isn't really the greatest killing buddy. I think they should be happy with the first blood and now just farm as much as they can.
Yeah, and like I say, it was an early ring of health coming out here for the anti-mage, so he's going to be looking pretty good with those. I think it's the full power charge come through now as well. No, it's not. He's still got the gloves on his quick buy, so that won't be out just yet, but still, he's having a decent time here, this anti-mage.
Well, no reason not to be happy. I think HYDRA, the one they need to be concerned with is Warwick, who's now going to be dove.
Three heroes grouping up the cookie. It doesn't even attempt it to try and get the save, and Warwick will go down. Yeah, the tag team coming through the Toronto Tokyo with that snowball was able to close the gap, and there was nothing that Warwick could try and do. You know, no pushes, no pulls just yet, and he wasn't able to get himself away. In fact, Happy might be in a little bit of trouble now as well. The fade bolt does come through, but GPK does he want to try and chase down, slowed down here by the enchant, as well as that wall pine raider, the telekinesis. He's not able to get the cliff off onto GPK and save GPK group up for the kill. So that's 2 easy kills there for BetBoom in the space of about a minute.
In game number 1 and 2, it really wasn't the mid laners that were deciding the flow of the game, but GPK definitely deciding it here in game 3, right? I thought this matchup between the mid laners is going to be much more important, and here in game 3 it's going to be, because GPK, he absolutely dismantled his opponent in the mid lane. Look at the level difference. I haven't seen this for a very long time.
No, yeah, he's about 2 levels behind. In fact, it's going to be Lefton. Does he go down? Trying to get himself back towards that tier 2. It doesn't matter. The slowdown coming through from pretty much everybody here on BetBoom. And again, they're repeating what they did in the second game, where they play so active with the supports, grouping it up with the mid laner, just making life hard for whoever they're going on in Warwick. Yeah, he's not being able to recover. Level 3 here into the Illuminate, but without any stacks, it's not going to be enough for him to catch up.
You can see Warwick is speaking to his teammates, and I think it's like, I have no idea what to do. He crushed me. He annihilated me. But you told us that the Keeper of the Light was a good pick. I thought it was a good pick. And GPK, you know, he just showed him how to play against it. Like, this is... Oh boy, this is a disaster. This is your main damage hero. This is your guy that is going to be doing the most things. And the thing is, once the mid lane tower falls, much easier to invade the jungle, much easier to hunt down the anti-mage, much easier to do everything. And HYDRA, they need a lot of the map, because both the Keeper and the anti-mage, they want to use their mobility to go through the parts of the map they themselves control. And after the mid lane tower falls so early, that's not going to be possible.
No, the Dragon Knight at least getting towards, I think it's the full Meteor Hammer being flown out now. So if they can, maybe Cloud can try and put some pressure, but Pure playing the hero with the you know, the take aim coming out, that bonus rage, he's bonus aim. It's just, you play so far away that Cloud, unless he gets that Blink Dagger, even with the Meteor Hammer, he's not going to be able to close that gap. And what can you do here on the side of HYDRA to try and get some of this map control back?
Whenever you feel sad, you just eat the cookie, right? So that's what you need here. You get a cookie from the Snapfire and you get close. The problem is that Grandma is, well, her time is coming fairly soon, it seems like.
Yeah, well, having to eat all the cookies herself here, Leffiton. Just trying to get himself up onto the high ground for safety. And yeah, it's the push potential might be coming out from Warwick, but GPK with the points into the Crypt Swarm, you know, the 4 points into the Spirit Siphon now as well. The illusions from Leffiton coming in, grouping it up with Warwick. And I think the big issue for this is, yeah, once you push this lane in, how do you even try and take these towers?
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I mean, you will get on top of it. You will dive there. You know, one side they will just posture aggressively on the side of BetBoom, and HYDRA, well, same thing. And if you can't, well, you just use the Meteor Hammer. So that's what's gonna help from the DK.
Yeah, and Cloud now has taken that tier 1 tower, so if he wants to move into the mid lane, you'll help Warwick out. Warwick can push that lane in with the Illuminate. Cloud comes through, like you say, with that Meteor Hammer, being able to push it in. The bottom lane, though, Save and Nightfall, looking now to put some pressure onto AM, and AM's already moved himself away into the jungle. Knows that he can't keep himself there with the amount of pressure, the amount of mobility that BetBoom wants to put on this map. You know, just moving themselves around and looking to try and exploit these weak points. Kami just has to move himself into the jungle. The bad thing is, though, he's going to be spotted underneath the wards. So there's going to be the rotation through. The snowball comes through. Did he get the kill onto Warwick once again? Those ice shards, and GPK cleans up once again. And Leffiton, he might go down. Where's that Crypt Swarm? Not even needed. GPK gets hit. The Exorcism coming through. And this tier 1 tower should go down.
That's what you do if you're BetBoom. You dive, and you know there's only one hero on BetBoom that can catch the Keeper, and he's catching him quite nicely.
Yeah, and again, it just means that they're taking this map. The wards on the map here all being focused from BetBoom inside this radiant part of the jungle, and they're just looking to, if they can get a dive onto a hero like that, you know, it puts the fear into Kami. Even if they don't get the kill, speaking about the kill, Nightfall can get himself away. The cookie does come through here now as well. Nightfall going to be taking a lot of damage. The Mana Void, it's not going to be enough mana just yet. He will eventually throw it out, and he does get the kill. And now the chase down onto Save. Level 5, so no points into the Untouchable. The Nature's Attendants healing himself back up. Scatterblast going to slow him down. And Kami, can he get the kill? It's a lot of damage here, but it looks like Save, he's just wasting so much time with this Anti-Mage. And Anti-Mage and Leffington, he's going to go down once again. And Save will be able to pull it out the bag here. So yeah, Kami, he was having his time wasted there. And Save, great bait mate to pull them through and get that kill there onto Leffington. They might even be able to go into the Rubik here. RP, Telekinesis, taking damage, the Impetus. And GPK cleans it up once again.
I really have to praise our observer there. One last time, I think, is his name, and or the last time. Yeah, it's the last time. And he caught every single thing that happened there on the map. So on the bottom lane, we saw an engagement. On the top lane, we saw an engagement. On the board is definitely BetBoom coming in as the victors. Yeah. But I mean, top lane HYDRA did get a kill onto the Tusk without losing anyone. So that's definitely gonna be nice.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great one here. But again, the map control coming up from BetBoom. HYDRA looking to recover from this, but he's not going to be... He's 2 items away from this Battle Fury, you know. He's being, you know, in the mid lane, he's trying to find that farm uncontested. He's got his 2 supports to help him out now as well. But it does just mean that there is a lane that nobody can do anything in on the side of HYDRA. And it's Warwick that's going to be suffering here. That, you know, he's not finding it. He's got himself the Boots of Travel as well as the Urn of Shadows. But does he have the same impact if he groups up with his supports to try and find these kills around the map?
I mean, it has to. You have to sacrifice someone when the laning stage doesn't go as well as it did. And I think that HYDRA have made the right decision. You need the blink on the Dragon Knight to be able to do anything. So just allow Cloud to farm as much as he can. And Warwick, well, for now you suffer. And you're going to suffer a little bit more.
Yeah, he's straight up dead. GPK. What is GPK's score now? 5-0-3, having a really good time in this game. And the Dragon Knight had to go for the TP away here. Pure, there was going to be a rotation and potentially from the 2 supports. So, Cloud, he just pulls the ripcord and just says, you know what, I'm just going to get out.
At least Warwick did something before he died. He denied the Illusion Rune. Considering the GPK doesn't have a bottle, he doesn't want to go for that on the Death Prophet ever. It's not the biggest of deals, but it's a small play that helps. Nice.
Snowball comes in, and again the Wildwing Ripper though with the little Hurricane dragging closer, happy to that Snowball. Wasn't able to get out even though he had that TP going.
Beautiful, they don't get it, doesn't happen. So that was the only way that you were gonna get there in time, and they do it. So BetBoom, this is the clean game, this is the clean gameplay that we're used from them. Of course, whenever they would be winning, they would crush it completely. But the problem is when they start losing. So let's see if HYDRA can maybe rattle it up a little bit in this game, or is this finally gonna be a stomp? What everyone is expecting for BetBoom to do to most of the teams.
Yeah, and you can see that again, you've got 2 heroes trying to protect this Anti-Mage, the 4 heroes grouped up in the smokes, but BetBoom don't seem too worried now because Pure, he's still farming, you know, they've got these sentries down as well, protecting him, he's got his space and time in terms of net worth, he's sitting 1100 above the Anti-Mage, and the Anti-Mage again still yet to get towards that Battle Fury, about 200 gold away, 250 gold away from completing, so his farm should pick up after that, but at the minute, Pure sitting 0-0-0, he's having the perfect PvE game here for him.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. Ideally, maybe you would have wanted to apply a little bit more pressure on the DK in the lane, maybe kill him once or twice, but you were up against the Dragon Knight and the Snapfire. Your ability to get a kill is, you know, limited. So I think he's more than happy just to be able to farm as much as you want. Sniper is a pretty timing-based hero, so you want to be keeping up and farm all the time.
Yeah, actually going to TP himself into the mid lane now as well. The Meteor Hammer comes out. I think it's going to kill onto GPK. GPK gets low. He will be taken down there. Warwick's going to be the one to claim that one. They do get the kill onto the Dragon Knight, but they lose to the BetBoom. So a good reply from HYDRA. Even if it's not, you know, the fight that they wipe everybody, taking down GPK being, what was he, like 5-0-2? 5-1-4, or 5-0-4 before that. So it's a decent amount of gold to pick up, and Warwick's going to be the one that benefits from that most.
I mean, that Meteor Hammer onto the 2 of them, that is really huge. And, you know, Warwick, they did sacrifice him, but this hero still does massive amounts of damage. You put in the Solar Bind, you put in the Urn, and then once the Illuminates start flying out, these heroes, they get bursted down. And Death Prophet, this is what the hero hates, being bursted down, and so much damage from the HYDRA side.
It is starting now to come online, this draft. There's going to be the Cliff Teasy coming out from Leffington trying to save his life, but he will still go down there. Toronto, Tokyo, able to get the kill.
That is the case.
But it's strategic, right? He's finding the information for the anti-mage, and now the anti-mage has that battle fury. You know, AM, he's going to be comfortable finding this farm.
Are you having some issues with the feed there? Because it's kind of laggy for me.
No, it's looking all right for me. Maybe just give a quick refresh.
Okay, so I'll be right back, Rob. Sorry for leaving you for a second.
No worries. And yeah, we'll see Nightfall now as well. He's got that Hand of Midas going towards his BKB. Only going to be about 100 gold away here, Nightfall, before he can pick that one up. Going in towards the Blink afterwards. And you can see the score here, 1, 2, and 2 for Nightfall. So he's looking all right. Again, he took some punishment in the lane, but not really being contested after the fact. He's got his first point into the Doom. Level 11, I wonder, because we've seen some builds on the Dooms where they only pick up that 1 point into the ultimate, and I wonder if he goes for that second point right off the bat, or whether he wants to maybe get a couple more points into the Infernal Blade, you know, start to stack up the damage that comes out from that. And it looks like, I mean, we're going to find out at level 12, but it looks like the mid lane here, Happy, Warwick, and Leffington just grouping up, maybe potentially looking for a smoke gank.
I mean, he hasn't used a single Doom just yet, so I doubt he's gonna be he's getting any more points in that one before he maxes out the Infernal Blade. But HYDRA are making a move. They want this part of the map back, and they have to get this part of the map back.
Yeah, there is going to be save though. He's already popped those Nature's Attendants as the ward does go down. Sees Cloud maybe trying to bait something in onto the Dragon Knight, but do they actually want to respond to this? It looks like HYDRA just backed themselves away and won't be getting anything from the smoke. The 3 heroes in the smoke and the bait here from Cloud, who's popped that Dragon form, has that Blink Dagger available to him as well. They won't get anything from this particular smoke.
Yeah, it's not looking good for HYDRA. They're too afraid to go in, and this time around they are protecting the anti-mage, but BetBoom, they know their timing, that they're gonna be able to deal with the anti-mage. Even in the later game, once you get like an axe on the Doom or something along those lines, you're always gonna be able to take him down. So BetBoom, with a good laning stage, methodically going for from objective to objective, now into the Roche pit. If they continue playing this well, it's gonna be an impossible game for HYDRA. HYDRA aren't even trying to make anything happen.
Oh, the Morty Kisses, though, they are raining down on the pit as we may take a look. Save comes through again. The Nature's Attendants have already been popped, so they will be going on cooldown. And it might still be the contest here. You've got, again, the Illuminate Blast coming through. So it looks like now, for now, BetBoom back themselves away, but that will be the Morty Kisses down. Do they get the chase out into Leffington now as well? Leffington is looking for the safe space to TP in the trees. He might just be able to get himself out.
Oh, what a guy. What a guy. He just saved the Roche for the time being with just weird positioning again. Just making sure that he's creating that space. And this is giving the space to the anti-mage. Considering your position right now with HYDRA, you can't get kills. You need to be able to make crazy plays like that. Happy, on the other hand, he doesn't have the same talent that Leffington does.
Well, let's not speak too soon here. As the TPs come in, there's going to be the piggy pole. He's trying to run himself away. He got locked down and he got killed off. Rodovatos now out for the Death Prophet.
Well, it's still not the same thing. Leffington died on the enemy side of the map, so it's a much better death. And speaking about deaths, Warwick, no way that he just gets killed by save. Okay, that's not gonna happen. That would have been I think that would have been nail in the coffin for Warwick in this game, because he would feel like he's completely useless for his team.
Yeah, we take a look at the hero here, 1, 3, and 2. You know, he's not really got any big items to speak of just yet. Just the Spirit Vessel and the Boots of Travel. So no big impact items in these fights, and it will be once again pure. He is going to be able to go back into that Roche pit with his teammates. They clean up this Aegis, but while this, I mean, the delay bought time. I bought a lot of time for the anti-mage, who's got himself the Asher now as well. Will be able to get himself over into that full Manta style after this camp. It's not going to be too far away at all, and this could be a big power spike here for Kami, and just be able to push out the lanes without having to actually show in the lanes with these illusions.
This time around, you're not playing against 2 intelligence scores, only 1.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be as strong. And I really like BetBoom. They're preparing for the bottom lane earlier this time around. Last time, they made the mistake of not going to the bottom lane early enough, and then they were forced to go there. And now there it is. The cash. Nightfall was ready.
Yep, the jump in, the Centaur Stomp, the Infernal Blade. Anti-Mage has to run himself away from this one, but it looks like he might tick down. And again, if he doesn't, I mean, the Blink would have been off cooldown. Anyway, the Impetus and Save, he secures that kill like all good supports should do. As Toronto Tokyo gets the kill onto Warwick, are they going to be able to get the kill onto Happy? Now the multiple kisses start to rain down. Toronto Tokyo will go down here, but it looks like they are going to be able to get the kill onto Happy. Dragon Tail, though,
You're in
onto
trouble.
Gore. Will they be able to pop this Aegis? Don't forget, it is
You
an
can't
Aegis.
hit him.
No! They've got the take aim active now as well, so the headshot is pushing away Cloud, and Cloud's going to go down. Yeah, they can't even pop Pure. He takes down to the Dragon.
Radiant's courier has been
Ooh,
killed.
he got him. He knew that that one last hit is gonna do it, and then Pure, he's turning around. He was trying to get the lifesteal or something, but there was just no units to do that. But still, perfect gameplay coming out from BetBoom, because they do kill 5 heroes around the map on two different sides of it. We had a team fight in the triangle of HYDRA, and we had a pick-off on the bottom lane. That was a 3 versus 4 at the top part of the map, and they lose the Aegis and Pure, but they take everyone else in return.
Yeah, and great fight for BetBoom, like you say, keeping this momentum up. They've got themselves a 10k net worth lead here now as well, and the odds, they extend HYDRA. It's, 6.6 to 1 here, and BetBoom looking so comfortable. So yeah, even EGB having the belief as they started off with in BetBoom to close this game out.
Kami wants to go for a basher. This is not a basher game. Last game was. This one it is not, because you're not going to be finding a sniper split pushing. You're not going to be finding a Doom split pushing like you were finding some of the heroes in the previous game, right? So something like an Aghanim Scepter, something that's going to allow you to have impact in fights, is going to be much more valuable. So I would really like him to change his item choice.
Yeah, and we'll see if he's going to commit to that. Do you think that this is signaling that the anti-mage isn't going to commit, like we saw in the first game where he was looking for the split pushes? He was looking to just try and get himself around the map and put the pressure onto the objectives. Do you think with the Basher being the second big item that he's signaling that he wants to get involved in these fights?
Yes, Basher in itself, he can't do it, right? That's why I don't like it. Abyssal Blade is fine. You're gonna be able to wait for Pure and just blow him up, or maybe for GPK. The problem is that you need a lot of time to get the full Abyssal Blade, and up until that point, the gold lead of your enemies might be too much to handle, right? That is why I would much rather have like an axe, and then if a fight breaks out, you can definitely make something happen.
Yeah, okay. And there is going to be a smoke, speaking about making something happen. There is going to be the smoke coming through here from BetBoom. And we'll see. Lefty tends to furthest one forward. He gets revealed. Rodovatos into the cookie. Do they get a chase down? He's even got the bullwhip to making that a little bit faster here. And it looks like, again, early warning system, though, in the river. Now going to be taking a lot of punishment. They jump in. Do they want to go for the Doom? It is available. The TP is out on Cloud. Does he get himself out? Nope. Doom will be used here, so they will be able to commit this to get the kill onto the Dragon Knight. But he buys a lot of time for the rest of his team. 2 heroes dead on the side of HYDRA.
It's a 9-second BKB. It's still not ideal, right? You're buying some time, but this is the exact same way that HYDRA played Dota versus BetBoom in game number 1. But BetBoom in this game, they have a different lineup, and they know what you're doing, right? So that immediately does put them at a significant advantage compared to game number 1, and that's why we're seeing the game being just slightly harder for HYDRA than it was at the start of the series.
4 heroes closing in, and Kami has to get himself away. You saw the net just be getting smaller and smaller there for the anti-mage. He blinks himself into the trees, TPs himself away, and I do believe that is going to be, courier-wise, it's going to be a Lincoln's to come out first. So he sees the threat of the Doom, he recognizes it is a real threat, and he doesn't want to be caught out like that.
I like this slightly better. If you want to go for fights, the Lincoln's is better. It's gonna allow you to split push. It's gonna allow you to get that Abyssal Blade quicker. Let's put it that way. And if a fight does break out, you might be able to assist your teammates in some way.
Yeah, and it does mean that, he's got that warning system that if he does get a spell cast on him, quick fingers there onto the counter spell. So that Lincoln's going to be a really nice opening. What's not going to be a really nice thing for HYDRA now as well, Warwick going to be forced up into the Doom, and he should be able to pick up another kill onto the Keeper of Light. He goes down. He's 1-5-3 here on this Keeper, and just really not having a great game at all.
Yeah, he is just looking really, really sad. The thing is, when the Keeper is on your side of the map, he has so many little gaps to run away from, but when he is playing defensively, you can always kind of pinpoint from where he's spamming down those Illuminates, and considering that he is a core, it's more than worth it to just go for a dive. That's exactly what BetBoom have been doing for the entirety of the game, and just bullying him over and over again.
Yeah, again, at least while this is happening, it takes a lot of the aggression off onto Kami. Save will rotate in now with Nightfall. Did he get the kill here? There's no Doom available, so he's going to try and fight the Mantis Tower, but the silence comes out right after it now as well. The Lincolns will be delivered, though. The silence, is it? It's still going to be enough. They get the kill, and Kami, that's not the reveal of the Lincolns that he wanted.
That is the... just muscle memory for the anti-mage when people jump you to go Manta Blink. This time it kills him, right? And that delayed projectile from the silence of the Death Prophet is actually what killed him, because it's going slow. He paused the Manta and then it connects on him. It's just very unfortunate for Kami, but it is what it is.
Well, that's happening on the bottom lane. BetBoom, they pick up another kill onto Pure. He takes down Happy. And yeah, 24 and a 14k net worth lead here for BetBoom. I'm not going to say it's impossible, because we've already seen it in game number 1 where HYDRA, you know, they were net worth down, they were kills down, and they did come back, they won the game. But at the minute, the jump in now as well. GPK with the BKB, they get the jump onto, it's going to be another kill onto Warwick. And yeah, he's just... This Keeper Light is just so sad. Look at his net worth now as well. He's keeping pace with only the Dragon Knight, and the Dragon Knight's not really having that great a game either.
Not really. After he got the Blink Dagger, he stopped farming, right? He did get a BKB from that point onward, but he had the first 2 items really early in the game. And also, look at the wards from BetBoom.
I was going to say, yeah, in fact, they might be able to get the jump onto Pure. They do get the reveal now as well. Pure can get himself away from this one. Kami, he's a little fast. Sniper. BKB. Yeah, he's going to be taking some damage. Multiple cases rain down, but Pure is going to be able to dodge them off the back lines. Now, he pops his BKB. It looks like this might be the retreat coming out from HYDRA. Cloud, he might be the sacrificial lamb. No, they're going to jump in a little bit further now as well. Do they get the kill off? The Lincoln Sphere is going to be popped now as well, but Doom still comes through. They get that kill. There's going to be the Walrus punch onto Cloud, and Cloud will go down. Happy goes down. Kami goes down. 3 heroes dead, and BetBoom. The bait coming through here from Pure, and it was a bait, you know, like the Pied Piper just leading the rats into the Doom, and they get the kill onto 3 of them. The great plays from BetBoom, not to panic on the sniper there as well, just knowing if he just continues running away, the rest of the team will back him up.
He knew when the BK pop should come out, and look at Pure, he's now gonna destroy Warwick.
Oh, Warwick. I think he spent more time dead than alive in this game, to be honest.
If you mean dead inside, like not being able to get the creeps and, you know...
we're Dota players, we're all dead inside.
Okay. Though there's some of us deader than the others. It seems like in this game, HYDRA are pretty dead, you know, so that's not looking good. In that earlier engagement, the Doom even got returned to Nightfall and just didn't change. Just think, if the sniper is allowed to dish in with his physical damage onto the AM dies easily.
And now Leftyton once again, he's going to be caught out, and you can see on his face, you know, he's not even phased. He was just like business as usual.
Yeah, just another they doing what I do best. The thing is, now the map is getting smaller and he cannot go to the other side of the map. If he's dying on his side of the river, that is extremely bad, and that is what has been happening now for the past couple of times. If he dies next to the enemy base, forces the TPs, forces a spell, whatever, that's okay, right? You're creating some space here, you're just giving away gold and free rush.
Yeah, and yeah, free rush coming out here from the side of BetBoom. They are going to be able to get it uncontested, and HYDRA, you can see that Anti-Mage is still, he's frantically trying to find this farm between being picked off, it seems like, and he is going to be able to find some space, but with this rush out coming out now as well, it's just so much harder. You know, BetBoom, they have this confidence, they have the pickoff potential. Speaking about pickoffs, once again, Warwick's going to go down, and he's just no escape mechanism here built into the Keeper Light. It isn't like we were talking about in the draft with the Storm Spirit, that even if he gets caught out, he can zip-zap himself with the ball line, and as soon as he's jumped upon, he has no way, even this 4-staff, he's locked down too long to be able to use it.
The escape mechanism from the Keeper comes from the movement speed. And when you're this far behind, when there's so many Blink Daggers and ways to catch you with heroes that don't necessarily have good catch and trouble. Kami, he's being hunted again.
Yep, Infernal Blade comes through, they break the Lincoln Sphere, and now they're going to be able to go even further. He's just straight up dead. There's nothing to get. And I like the Doom. He swapped out the Centaur Stomp. You know, he sees the Lincoln Sphere, so he swaps out the Centaur Stomp for the Mana Burn.
Yeah, and you go for the Aghanim Shard, right? So then your Infernal Blade is stunning for 3 seconds, long enough, even if he pops the counter spell, that you can doom him.
Yeah, and Kami, he's just been absolutely punished in this game. In fact, what is the anti-mage in terms of 2, 4, and 0 in terms of kills and deaths? And those 4 kills are going to have a massive impact. Speaking about having a massive impact, they get the lockdown onto Warwick now as well. The chase out with the 4-staff for the Rubik, changing targets onto Leftyton, and Leftyton, he's not going to be able to get himself out of this. 9 deaths already here in the 30 minutes for Leftyton.
Yeah, it's
Dire's middle tower
this game is a disaster for HYDRA. BetBoom, this is how they looked in the previous season, right? When they were unchallenged, when they had lineups that are easy to execute, they would just stomp on everybody. And I mean, HYDRA, they're just getting a little feeling of that.
Yeah, and well, Happy, they can't even leave the base here really because the closing's coming through from BetBoom. Anytime they show on the map, you know, they close in net and they get the kills. And yeah, this is the dominant performance we're used to seeing from BetBoom. And maybe, you know, this is where they maybe turn it around halfway through the season, coming towards the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, BetBoom only lost to Spirit and Hellraisers, and those look like the top 2 teams here. So everybody else, they still should win, even when they're dropping a game, even when they're not looking their best. Losing that, it would be it would be unexpected though. They did look shaky in game number 1. Game number 2 also wasn't all that clean, but in game 3 they are they're looking really solid.
Yeah, they didn't even really give up the early lane aggression that, you know, HYDRA like to take and find those very early kills here. As once again, it's just every time they leave the base here, Leviton's going to go down. He hits that 10 kill, excuse me, the 10 death mark. And yeah, every time they leave the base, BetBoom are just taking full advantage of this.
So 32 minutes in, 33k gold lead, more than 1k per minute. That's pretty much territory when you're not coming back for it. When BetBoom can do what they're doing right now, and that is just die without any consequences.
Yeah, when diving the tier 4s, you know, 30 minutes when the tier 3s are still standing, Cookie comes through, GPK with the BKB, and he's away. He is absolutely fine.
Yeah, they understand they don't have to hurry at all here, because, I mean, you're starting to doubt yourself. This is a final smoke from HYDRA. If they lose the fight now, they will call GG.
Yeah, proper Butch and Sundance time here now as well. They get the jump in, they're going to be able to get the stun on Toronto Tokyo. Do they get the kill? Telekinesis into the Meteor Hammer. Snowball comes out though. The Meteor Hammer won't connect, and now Cloud, or the Snowball stun's going to come through with the Walrus Punch. Toronto Tokyo is going to live for this, and Kami has to blink himself away. Cloud pops up BKB, but Kami can get himself out of this. Warwick once again trying to use that blinding light to push himself away, but it will cost him the Dragon Knight. It's going to cost him the Rubik. The buyback comes out now as well. Kami has to go for that blink out, and Leviton just completely avoids the fight, but they still get the catch, they still get the kill, and PB, they get the GG.
I just hope that HYDRA are not feeling too under the weather right now.
Yeah.
Like, because, especially Warwick. We talked about his inconsistency, and it was definitely felt in this game. I mean, he did get crushed by GPK, nothing to take away from him, but I guess he needed to find a way to have more impact in the second and the third game, maybe even in the first one, you know. So I'm just hoping that this doesn't crush them mentally, because BetBoom, you can see these guys, they got mad. Like, they probably had a talk like, guys, what the hell are we doing? We are the best. Look at our MMR, right? That's the most important thing in the world. Some people will say MMR is just a number, but yeah, they're BetBoom trying to prove that's not the case. And to be honest, like, guys, we can't lose this. We have to show them who's boss, and they actually do that in both games 2 and 3.
Yeah, it feels like HYDRA, they're repeating the pattern of Runitas from the last season, going back to Tortu in the last season, where Runitas, they looked good enough to take games off the top teams, but they weren't good enough to close the series out and win those, you know, which did end up costing them. And hopefully here, I mean, HYDRA, that's going to put them on 2-4, I believe, in terms of series 1 loss. So they do need to come into the final series against VP looking strong, looking like they're going to be... you know, looking to close it out and keep themselves in there. But yeah, for now, they could be dragged into some tiebreakers. And, you know, BetBoom, they did a really good job game 2 and 3. Game 2, they turned it around. And game 3, they showed why they're so dominant, why they're considered one of the best teams in the region. Yeah,
definitely. They did play really well. This was a game with almost no mistakes from their side. Maybe just no mistakes. They played the laning stage well. They understand how to utilize their advantage from it, and then they just never let HYDRA breathe in this game. They caught Kami. They didn't allow him to split push as much as he did in the first game with the anti-mage. They just played better and faster Dota. That's it, and it resulted in an easy win.
Yeah, and so BetBoom move themselves up here. They will be getting themselves a third win, put themselves comfortably in that third position behind Team Spirit, behind Hellraisers, and looking to secure that major slot. The final couple of games are going to be Darkside and VP as well. So they've already played, like I said, Hellraisers and Team Spirit, so they are in a really comfortable position to secure that third slot.
Definitely, they definitely are BetBoom, but Virtus Pro are still like an enigma to me because they've only played 3 games, right? They're gonna be playing 4 series in the last week, so BetBoom, I wouldn't say they're out of the fray just yet, right? If they win everything until the end, they still have they're gonna be going to the major, or worst case scenario, they might force out tiebreakers, right? So they're not going to be immediately at the middle of a pack. But of course, if they do win their next 2 series, they are most likely going to be going to Berlin.
Yeah, and the next series is going to be against VP. So that could be where, you get that separation that comes in. But for now, guys, that is going to be the first series. We are going to be taking a quick break, probably about 15 minutes before we get into Team Spirit versus Darkside, which is going to be the second series of the day. We'll see if Darkside, if they can get a winner on the board, or Team Spirit, if they're just going to roll through them and keep that unbeaten series lead going. We'll find out, though, after this break.